is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, cloud swing traders? Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys all had incredible weekends, are ready to go. Did you guys see that debt ceiling deal that came in over the weekend? No, me neither. I didn't see it either. So as much as they were saying, yeah, potential deal for let me try to get the Zoom thing correct. Potential deal for this Sunday, that did not happen. So no deals to report, not yet at least. My guess is what it always is. I do think they're gonna wait to the last possible second and then go from there. So we'll see what happens, but so far that's still gonna be headline news. I'm not sure if we're gonna get any updates throughout the day, but man, we got the squadron piling in bright and early. Love to see it. We got Albert in the house. Good morning. We got Alex. Good morning. Andy, Brian. We got Brian Reppel. Good morning. Dale's in the house. Fayaz, Fabrice. Franco's with us. Good morning, Franco. We got Greg K trading. And then we got the trading beast Gerline in the house. Good morning. We got Jay. John is with us. Good morning to Lawrence. Lisa Dent rocking with us. We got Lauren. Good morning. Martina, Ron, Wynn. Wally, good morning to everybody out there in YouTube land. I got Adam, good morning. Richard, good morning. All the lurkers in the back of YouTube land. That's okay. You can lurk. That's fine. But just make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell. And let's take a look at what we are doing into the market today. All right. SPY. Critical spot that we held on Friday. So again, I had the two levels. The one we've been looking at for quite some time, that's 413.56. The next one, we're like, all right, if that breaks, we're going to be moving up closer to that 8. I have 418.31. We broke it, and all of Friday, so we had a little bit of a pullback. Right into close, right above to almost at that location. So we did at least hold a decent spot. And I think this is a buy the dip from Friday kind of day. We will see. I want to see if this number starts fluctuating below, if we start to lose that 418.31 on the SPY. I think that's going to be a little bit of okay, maybe we get that bigger pullback, because this is a massive run from 410 to that's not even it's below 410, no? Slightly at, we'll say. Depends, but we were just trading sideways for a long time. I think this market could get some more momentum to the upside, and I think buy the dip still is the trade for the day. At least that's what I'm going to be anticipating. Good morning, Ron. Rock is in the house. Good morning, Rock. Rock, did you see DraftKings news? The big dogs are finally coming around. Yep. Who was it? UBS, I think, upgraded it from 19 to 30. You see that a lot though with the upgrades. So like usually once, like you'll get the upgrade after it's already been moving in that direction. How many continuous upgrades do we keep getting on Nvidia since it just keeps going crazy? All right, but back when it was $120, there was nobody upgrading the thing. So we will see. We will see what happens. But that's how it starts. Yeah, Rock, you're the only one. You're the only one with the foresight to upgrade it at $9 to 100. Yeah, you skip 20, you skip 30, skip 40, skip 50, right to 100. I like it. All right, Qs look very, very similar. So again, Qs have been massively strong. I'm wondering if SPY starts to pick up a little bit more, since the Qs have already kind of run. Not saying that Qs are a sell yet by any stretch. I don't want to be the one to short this market and jump in front of this train, because it could do some pretty crazy wild things. Again, even on the SPY, if we go back to SPY, my target, as long as we can hold this 418, becomes 431. 431.82. So that's another big, massive move into this market. So we'll see what happens if we get that continuation. But the SPY itself has a lot of room. I'm not going to doubt that the Qs don't have more room to run, but They've already broken out, so I'd be a little bit more. I think we could find some decent opportunities in the SPY. That's what I'm thinking on that one. And again, you do have Apple that's in the SPY too, a major part of it. So we'll see. Nice little gap on Plug Power. Yes. Is this earnings or news? Plug lands 3 electrolyzer deals. I've been always hoping they got the electrolyzer deal. They could have got some Gatorade. They could have got some electrolyzers for European green hydrogen projects in hands to decarbonize. The deal doesn't seem major. The gap seems impressive. The only thing is, and it's so far a really nice gap, I'd be very interested to trade this thing. It is up decent amount on that news. I don't really see in terms of VPOX, which I love. I don't really see the next one up until like 857. So we can make some decent money on that. What would concern me is all of this right here, this one candle with that volume. So we'd have to really, for confirmation, get a break of this. I think that's going to be extremely tough to do, but we are, I mean, that looks a little bit like, hey, that could be capitulation, takes another level down. We're just kind of hanging out really at this level. Pretty sweet gap, and this could be some kind of start to a reversal for Plug. So I do like it. I do like it. I wouldn't even mind a swing trade on this one, to be quite honest. But day trade, yeah, definitely going to be high on my list. Good find. We got Anna in YouTube land. Good morning, Anna. All right. If there's any other tickers or stocks that you guys want to check out, or you see some interesting gaps on, I think MU is going to be one of them. So MU with a little bit of news, I think, coming from China saying stop buying MU stuff. I think that's the news. Let me see. In company news, Micron Technology retreated 4.5%. The company's product failed a network security review by Cyberspace Administration of China, which would buy infrastructure clients, which would bar infrastructure clients from buying the company, according to media reports. So a little bit of a hiccup, I guess, in the MU, but that would be a Let me think about this for a second. This does look very, very bearish. I think MU's a wild stock in general. We had a official trade on MU. Did it hit targets or no? I think Jeremy had one. There's really not a lot down here up until probably about 64.21. That gives us a decent downside. This is a pure gap and go for sure. I'm just wondering if this is going to be a buy the dip though on MU. It did not hit target. Okay. So you guys are still in this thing long. We are going to have those moving averages coming in to support us. I wouldn't doubt. And the next thing I want to check is pre-market. Did we get to 65.03? Let's see. We made it all the way down to 63.08. Let me just check that again on the daily. It might have already did the retest. 63.08. So this one actually dropped a lot and already started to rally back. I would see if we could get another dip, see if we could hold this roughly $65 zone. I think that might be worth a stab. There's obviously already showing that buy the dippers are here. And that's kind of what I thought on that news is there might be a buy the dip opportunity as opposed to it just completely sinks. So I'm with it if I could buy the dip, but let's see if we can get a little pullback, about 68 cents. I'm going to keep MU fairly high on this list as well. Plug, I think so far my favorite gap of the day. Apple, AAPL. A little bit of a gap down. That would be a retest gap. Obviously, like I said, I think we are in buy the dip territory, and the SPY itself probably looks good for continuation breakout. I think that's a gap that fades higher. So I think we come in for that retest. We are at a decent support for right now. That would give us about what $1.50 to the higher side, just into the close. Could get a little bit more out of this thing, 175.51, at least to the VPOC. So Apple looks interesting. I would probably be not minding playing a gap fill on that one, especially if the SPY is going to hold that level that we talked about. So if SPY can hold that level, that would look fantastic. If Apple starts to really drop lower and this thing doesn't really come back for a fade, which I think it will, but if it does not, I think then the SPY comes back below that 418.31 zone that I have. Apple received the downgrade. That's the first person that's going to buck the trend there, huh? They don't usually you'd have to be down $50 before you start getting some downgrades. Someone's risking their job on that one. Okay. All right, we got AMD. AMD is just kind of inside day, like excruciatingly painful inside day. I probably wouldn't take this one. If you want to try it, taking this one to the higher side is going to be tough, but that is the trend. So I would almost set some kind of alert or set a trade even for like 107.42 to go long, and then your stop is going to be probably about 104.45. It did not give us a really big a big range on Friday. So I think that could give us a good opportunity today if we wanted to try it. But again, this is still 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row. Same thing. A little bit of a breakdown here. You're fighting the trends. First target would be 103.70. So yeah, I don't know if I want to short AMD. If it's going to go down without me. And then I'll try to buy it lower levels somewhere around here. 102 would be decent. That looks to me like about a 50% retracement, something like that. Otherwise, for the day, if we open up back inside of this little high wave and we start breaking out here, all right, I'll be in there. I'll go for the ride. I'm only going to probably stick around for 1.2, just because it is up a lot. So and the reason I don't think I really want to go short is I don't know if we get held up here at this first VPOC, 103.82. That's also kind of the low of Friday's move. Some bulls might be interested there. And then you also have 102.24. If that one breaks, all right, then you have a good move down to probably back under 100. So we'll have to see. Uber. Call the Uber. All right, we got Uber. Still looks really nice in a bullish direction. So it is gapping down a little bit. Same type of thing. I mean, let's just look at a wave count real quick, because immediately I'm like, that looks like some potential wave 3, which was 4, 5. Can I make a case for 2, 1? Possibly. So if that's the wave count, I mean, this is still almost, I wish this volume was a little bit bigger on that green day. I wish it was a tad bigger, but we're going to get cooperation from all those moving averages. We have this gap back here. I don't know if that one's going to get filled probably immediately. So definitely not a target for today for this gap fill. And that's such a nice gap that it's going to be a tough one for that one to actually fill, I think. Otherwise, this has the makings of 3-bar play all over it. So the only thing that is missing is that little bit more volume. We had a little increased volume on that day, but otherwise, there's your breakout. You have some pure resistance up here, so we have not been able to hit that one. This would be one of those trades where I'm like, we break the high of Friday, throw your stop somewhere about 50% of that bigger candle, and that would be my trade to the higher side. So I kind of like the continuation, but that spot seems to be a little bit tricky for resistance. So if that spot no longer becomes resistance, I like that as support. Out of the gate, though, yeah, I don't know if I would touch it bullish bearish yet. Give me a breakout on that one. HD, Home Depot. See if we at least have an interesting spot on this one. Still very high. Very high. You have a bearish engulfing candle. We starting to at least have some VPOCs that are kind of coming down a little bit. See if we get hit resistance at 292.71. So see if this could be some kind of a pull back into this spot, and then we kind of come down a little. We're obviously going to hit this higher volume area. Lots and lots of VPOCs there. This one has never really been retested, and they got obliterated on earnings, and they have been fighting back. Slight little gap up today. My question is, does this one hold? I wouldn't be super duper confident that this one does hold to buy the dip on this one. So I wouldn't mind a short opportunity, something like that. Stop up here. So try to get it as close to 292. Is that 292.50 or 292? Probably try to get it as close as possible to about 292.50, 292.70 even. And then you're going to have some kind of stop at 295.95. So break of a high day, I think. All right, then you have some good continuation, but I don't know if this little gap up is going to hold. Really good double bottom, though, in a longer term picture. Yep. We're sitting at the high end of the volume for right now, at least. So kind of iffy. I at least out of the gate, I don't really have anything too much on Home Depot. Sky says, morning, Dan, can you rate LI gap? LI. What kind of scale you want to use? 1 to 3, 1 to 10, 1 to 100? Yeah, it will make a difference. All right, so let's see what kind of gap this is. Well, let's take a run through. You want to go 1 to 10 scale? All right, so we'll go standard. We'll go with the standard. It's a good question. I don't think I would take this one out of the gate. So I'll start with that. The reason being is, okay, I can make a case. That line's looking a little bit better. So I thought that high wave was inside and we didn't really retest this yet, right? So there's our clear bull flag, right? Massive bull flag right here. I would like to see this thing pull back. It's not a bad gap at all. So I'm going to go probably about a 7. I'll give it. I'm going to go 7. I like the gap. There's 2 things I'm really concerned with immediately when looking at this thing. One is, well, we got rejected there once, and that's roughly $30, slightly under $30. What happens if we get to that zone again? Are the bulls that strong? Maybe. I mean, there's a lot of people already profitable in this thing who got up to that 30 range, and maybe they might be wishing they took some profits. But it only dropped. I mean, we're still holding into all those bulls, so that's interesting. The other thing too is, so the other thing I want to look at is this high volume area. Right, so we obviously know pulling into some high volume, not that it's going to be, we hit that zone, and it's definitely going to be a short, but we know that there was a lot of people shorting this thing. This is a good retest into it, and then maybe we can pull back. So I like the gap. I actually like this high wave a lot the fact that high wave kind of came in and did retest that almost flag pattern, and that could set us up for another continuation breakout. My question is, are we going to break out? Right? Otherwise, it would look like a really, really nice gap if we did not have the resistance above us. So I'd go with a 7 on it if I had to choose, which I do. You guys asked for it. Trying to see what LI is an ADR, so it gaps frequently. Is an ADR not end? Well, a little confused, but yeah, if it's an ADR, it does frequently jump. It hasn't done it lately, but that might be a little bit news oriented. So like the last few days we haven't, but yeah, you can see over here that it does have a bunch of different gaps, jump ups. Absolutely. Maybe 8 3 beers. Yeah. You get a good 24 pack, maybe even like 3 tall boys. And then you're like, every gap looks good. 10s all around. Thoughts on Zim? So they got earnings, I think was a miss. They had a big massive gap down. Yep. Their dividend is probably 120%, something like that right now. I looked into this company when somebody brought it up in the afternoon room. Was it afternoon room? It was either afternoon or one of them. We took a look at the company. I cannot figure out how this company is going to have a sustainable dividend. I think it's a declining market. I think they got a really, really nice boost off of the COVID. And I think this trend is going to kill everybody that is dividend hunting. But big miss, probably does continue down further. I know a lot of people like this stock for some reason. Well, they like it because it says 120% dividends or whatever. I think that's pretty obvious. But yeah, that's a really good bearish gap and go. I'm actually going to throw this one. I've never day traded this one. I've never owned this one. But we will add it to the list for maybe continued breakdown. I feel like this is something the gorillas will come into. The apes are going to come into eventually. I don't know though, but yeah, that was a bad miss on their part. So definitely a strong gap to look for. Yeah, gaps with ADR don't create the same fear of greed since almost they gap deal. Yeah, because they're trading off of a foreign exchange, oftentimes like Hong Kong, China markets, things like that. BABA is also ADR as well, just FYI. So like when you have something that's like a BABA or LI, it's very different than trading like a Nike. Nike, you actually own the shares of the company. BABA, anybody that buys BABA, you don't actually own BABA, you own the ADR. It's like almost an options contract, so it does trade a little bit differently. Ron's asking for BABA. No, so ADR could also be average daily range, but ADR is also like the type of it's just how that stock is actually set up. Yep. So a lot of like the Chinese names that are traded primarily in the Chinese markets, the Hong Kong markets, you could buy the actual real stocks of those companies in those markets. But because they're a foreign market, we have access to them through the ADR, which is set up. So it's a little different. But that's why a lot of those ADRs, because the entire Hong Kong market or China market's open when we're sleeping. Right. So then we already have like, okay, here's the sentiment from the day, and therefore the individual stocks will already be gapping to show that. Yep. So it's a little different. All right. Decent on BABA. I'm not sold yet that this is going to carry through. We do have to watch this one spot. So Ron, watch out for 85.94, but it's a really good gap. We are breaking above where the Bulls or where the Bears really came in and started to reject this thing. We are going to be heading into some of those moving averages, and that's a pretty nasty down down day. I don't mind Baba. I did actually buy some on Friday toward the end of the day. So I do like Baba. I think the valuation of Baba is definitely undervalued on that one. But in terms of day trading, we do have to watch out for those moving averages coming in. Netflix and FLX. And then Lou says I was on host and panelist. Let me see what Lou said because I think I missed your Morningstar reversal. Oh, what do you think of MO looks like for swing? We'll cover MO for sure. I'm glad you already said swing because day trading is tough on MO. I don't think it moves too much. Netflix just kind of hanging out. So small little gap. We're seeing that kind of across the market. Some small moves. This would be 3-bar play written all over it though. 370.36 would be my entry, and you're looking at 363.56. I actually like this one as a swing. I'll probably try to move stops on it every single day, to be honest, because that's what I would do with a 3-minute chart. But there's your breakout candle, there's your volume, there's your inside resting candle. So if today it breaks out this 370, it's got to happen today for it to be a 3-bar play. Definitely going to keep this one on the list, and we'll see how this one wants to trade. But yeah, if we get a break on it, it looks decent. I know I missed a couple. Let's go to MO. Yeah, I do like. I like MO in general. I have a big position in MO, and I'm loving it. I do like this kind of a retest. That looks pretty solid to me, and I like that kind of doji-ish high wave. Yep, like you said, the Morningstar reversal. We are going to have to get through those moving averages, but again, the dividend is solid. I like the divvy. I think the company, personally, for my valuation, should be close to about 120. They have a lot going on from the Juul, which they banned and then tried to get back and did not. But that's already written off, and I think that's what a lot of people miss on this one. But yeah, that looks decent for some kind of a swing. So you got my blessing on it. See if you can get it a little bit lower. See if you can get it like 45.22 would be interesting, and throw your stops at. I probably have my stops down to like 44.32 on a swing basis. Nike. That looks awful. All right, I'm going to throw that one pretty high on the list too. We'll see what happens. But that one looks, we're at a little bit of support potentially, but if we can get a green candle that could break down, I like that one. Unfortunately, we only got time for like, just, saying goodbye to people in YouTube land. That's about it. So I do appreciate you guys joining us each and every day in YouTube land. Make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe, hit that little notification bell. Check out reallifetrading.com for any of the online free. We have a ton of free classes. You guys can check that out as well. Otherwise, be safe out there, and we'll